Promethean hails, everybody. And it's almost Christmas. It's almost New Year's. Or I mean, well, I guess it's almost New Year's, sort of. It's almost Christmas Eve. In fact, it is... Can you hear me? Is my mic on? It is the day before Christmas. And I think next year I'm going to have a song ready for that. You know, it's going to go, well, it's the day before Christmas. Well, it's the day before the day I believe. Well, it's the day before Christmas. It's the day before Christmas Eve. Something like that. Anywho, because, you know, has anyone made a song yet about the day before Christmas? I don't know. Probably someone, you know, goofy maybe has, but it sucked. Mine will be way better. Theirs was low quality, I'm sure. I'm going to put a lot of work into it. There's going to be strings going and it'll sound like there's a full orchestra and electric guitar, of course. You got to throw in the electric guitar. Anyways, I got 2 hours of wonderful, strange, and beautiful, and calming, and relaxing music for us to listen to. So, hang out for a while. I'll be chatting with you guys. Let's see who's here. We got No White Guilt's here. Good to see you, brother. Writing. Oh, shit. Yes. I like that. Oh, hit say yeah. Roused Rose says. Hello, Roused Rose. That's Mrs. Fornull. Nancy Drew is here. Hello. She writes, this music would be a great accompaniment to a movie. Oh, the background music. Yes, that is, and hopefully that doesn't get my channel blocked. On my last stream, I played something from a Russian artist, and Russia won't play that Dragonsynth Adventures, although I'm sure, you know, I don't have a lot of people in Russia watching this, but it got blocked in Russia. So you never know what's going to happen. And let's see, who else? Anyone else here? All right. So yeah. So I was going to say, this is John Dowland or Dowland, lute music. It's really cool. Let me turn it up a little bit. Anyways, yeah, I love that lute music. It's really peaceful, and it sounds like he's playing it in a big cathedral or something. There's this great video, if you like lute music, and I do, because it's kind of like the guitar, it's kind of like classical guitar. There's a video of Julian Bream, who was an amazing classical guitar player, and there's videos of him playing a lute, and I think he recorded an album, or maybe two, where he's playing the lute, and it's the guy is a total master. So yeah, it's a good one. Anyways, let's get into the music. So let me see here if I can figure this out. Crank up the old Dragonsynth machine. Well, we play all kinds of stuff now. It's not just Dungeons. All right, enjoy. Oh, yeah, I guess in Pig Latin, you would probably pronounce the SH. You'd move the SH. So, like, consider that one sound. Itche. I would. But, you know, I'm not a Pig Latin. I don't have my doctorate in Pig Latin, so I could be wrong. Okay, sorry I was away for a minute. Doorbell was ringing and it was a neighbor with some gifts, some chocolate. We sent them a package with some chocolates and different stuff, and we've been doing that for a few years here since we lived here, and they brought us over something, so we were talking at the door. All right. I'm back again. Sorry for eating in your ear. She brought us some chocolates and stuff. I just went and opened it real quick. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Ready to party for the epic Fornull. Even his neighbor wants to party with him. Yes. Yeah, that was super nice. She's a nice lady. And we've had like Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving or something with her before. And sometimes we hang out when there's block parties. No White Guilt writes Fornull. Excuse me. Fornull, I saved a bird this evening. Oh, wow, okay. Yes, they want to join, says Nancy Drew. No White Guilt says, it had gotten its head stuck in my bird feeder. Oh, that's weird. So you must have the kind of bird feeder that has like little holes in it or something, and I'm guessing. And it got its head stuck in there. Wow. So you did it freak out? Like, was it going crazy when you grabbed it? Did you have to grab it and pull it out? What kind of bird is it? I want the details. Was it a big bird? Was it a hawk or a bald eagle? No, they wouldn't be at the bird feeder. They would be at the bird feeder to graze for birds, I guess. Oh. Drinking a Pure tonight. Pure. It's cheap seltzer water, so made by LaCroix. They make all these flavored waters. There's no sugar, supposedly, but this is just the seltzer water. Used to only drink the Pellegrino, but it's really hard to get that stuff, and the price has doubled over the past few years. The Pellegrino, so it's like it's not worth that much. It didn't freak out too much, said Jason. I had to move his head back into the larger part of the hole. It was a female goldfinch. Okay. Wow. That's kind of cool. I love birds. I've got a feeder it's like on chains, and it's a tray, and it hangs from this pole thing. And we get all kinds of birds coming to it. I put the shell-less seed in it. And then by our window, our kitchen window, which looks out into the backyard, I have a real nice old glass ashtray. It's pretty big. It's really fancy. And, nobody smokes or anything around here, so we used to a long time ago. So I used that, and I put peanuts in that, and then some bird seed, the same bird seed. And the scrub jays come, and they come and they get the peanuts. I'm trying to get the scrub jays trained so they'll eat out of my hand, but they're not doing it yet. They're getting a little more comfortable with me. I can stand pretty close to them while they eat, but they won't get it out of my hands yet. But yeah, we got scrub jays, we got house finches. They're red. The males have a super bright red breast. Mockingbirds, St. Anna's, hummingbirds. They're the green hummingbirds. We have dark-hooded juncos. They also call them dark-eyed juncos. We call them the executioner birds because it looks like they have a hood on, a black hood. We have black phoebes. They're all black, small birds, and sometimes bugs will get in the swimming pool. They'll die in the swimming pool or get stuck in the swimming pool, and what the black phoebes do is they stand at the edge of the pool and they fly across, and pick up a dead bug out of the pool. What else? White-crowned sparrows. They're the sparrows with the black and white stripes on their head, the males. Every once in a while we get these waxwing birds. They look really tropical. They got super smooth feathers, and the gradation of colors are like from yellow to gray. I don't know. And it's real smooth though. It's not harsh lines. They look cool, and the males have a crest. We get the grosbeak or grosbeak. They have a real primitive looking beak, like some kind of dinosaur bird. What else? Robins, Cooper's hawk. The Cooper's hawk goes like that. It's pretty cool. We have the northern flicker. It's a woodpecker. It's got like a red patch on him. Okay, thanks Roused Rose. The flicker, I couldn't figure it out for the longest time. It would make this sound like Kyo. It's like Kyo or something. And I kept thinking, okay, that must be because the scrub jays are really interesting. I like watching them the most. They're smart and they're funny, and ours are really big. And anyways, I kept thinking, okay, that's one of the sounds the scrub jay makes. I was thinking, because they'll make they make this screech. It's like sound really loud. It rings. They make this other sound like it's like a rattle. It goes, but it's a real rattly. I can't do it. And that's kind of when it's excited. It'll do that. And then when it's chill, it'll just go like that at you. Oh yeah, all kinds of birds. It's fun. At JK6160 rolling in saying this guy gets a present of a watch, and he says to these two blondes, I think you misunderstood what I wanted. Or maybe they didn't misunderstand. They just wanted him to be on time. Nature's gift to bring happiness and light to our lives, writes Nancy Drew. Yes, it is nature's gift. I love watching the birds. Mrs. Fornull and I, every day, during our day, I work out of my home, but I take breaks and stuff, and we'll meet in the kitchen, which is also kind of connected to the den. It's like a one giant room, sort of. And it looks out into the backyard, lots of windows. And so we have binoculars, and we just watch them and joke about them. It's fun. want to play some Christmas Dragonsynth, but I'm thinking, if I'm remembering right, I got blocked for playing them last time. I can't remember. I'll try. Okay, I can't remember. All the songs are in a different language, the names, so I don't know which. I'm just gonna try a few. Oh, that's super cool, Nancy Drew. She wrote that she had a bird's nest near her window, so close that she could watch the mama bird feeding the baby birds and just check up on them. That's pretty neat. They make these feeders, with the suction cups that you can put on your windows. That'd be kind of fun to have. Just for a while, it's like a clear plastic little feeder thing, and you just stick it on your window. Yeah, the bird... Gonna talk about birds now. It was really surprising because I never paid that much attention to birds before we moved in this place. I appreciated them, and when we'd go to the zoo, you'd go to the aviary and they're flying around, and, I appreciate their beauty and everything. Don't dislike them, but never was studying their behaviors and trying to figure out what they're like, what their what their experience, what they're thinking, what's their consciousness like, if they have consciousness. I think they do, but I could be wrong. And so at one time it was really interesting because I never suspected birds of doing this before, and that is, I caught the birds, they didn't see me. And then as I came closer, we have a bunch of hedges, I guess you could call them. They're short trees, kind of like shrubs that I manicure them and cut them with a square top, and they get pretty big. Well, anyways, they love those. especially the little birds. They didn't see me, and then they saw me all of a sudden, and they all ran. And one ran behind a tree trunk, and the others ran, and they didn't fly. They ran, and it was just really funny seeing birds running and hiding behind stuff, and thinking they were evading my sight somehow. And it was so cute. And yeah, I'd never seen that before in my life, and that really got me thinking, like, okay, they're not just birds. You just kind of take it for granted. They've probably all got different behaviors and do funny things, and so that was one of the things that kind of got me looking at them closer. Hey, Evil Author, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Merry Christmas. Oh, nice. Well, you get to know a bird, you grow to love it, and then, naturally you want to eat it. So I think that's a good thing to do. That's a healthy way to cull the birds. Jason the Bird Culler. Hey, Samuski36, good to see ya. Yes, I've heard of people making friends with crows too, and I've tried, and all I've managed to do so far is I pissed a crow off, and then for several weeks it would come and caw at me in the morning. It kind of knew my routine, and so I thought, well, I'll make friends with it, and I made this sign that had a picture, like a silhouette of a crow, and I put some peanuts and different things that I thought it might like. I think I even put some bacon on it, just really trying to lure it in, and left it out all day, and then I'd come check it from time to time, and I could never get it to come over and eat. But it's probably because the reason it got mad at me is I was out front with my garden hose, like just kind of spot watering a spot that wasn't getting, the sprinklers weren't hitting it. And it was cawing at me, and I just kind of jokingly squirted at it. It didn't even come close to it. But apparently it didn't like that. So now... And it went and told all its friends, and now the crows won't be my friend, so... The shame. I didn't squirt them, that's a lie. Let me see if I can find the sign, it's pretty cool. Crows are supposed to be smart. I thought he would appreciate the effort I put into making a custom sign, inviting him to free food. I can't find it. Hey Ivan, welcome. I saw your channel the other day, Ivan, and there was a picture of me with Mrs. Fornull. That was funny. And you had all these videos about female wife. You got a collection going. So you guys got big plans for Christmas? Anyone doing anything exciting? Like skydiving? Skydiving with a Christmas tree in your arms? And the parachute's attached to the Christmas tree, not you? That'd be an exciting Christmas thing. Female wives are the best kind, yes. If not only the only kind, in my book. But I'm just old-fashioned that way, I guess. A traditionalist. You know, I'm a traditionalist. I like a female wife. Okay, is this the continuing story, the continuing saga of the rescued bird, Jason? Let me see. Yes, most definitely. Like, we were watching something, there was some old British comedy show or something, and what was it? And the guy's walking out of his house with it, and his wife's there, and they're kind of a older couple, you know, not elderly but older, and they're kind of arguing. Oh, it was SCTV. It was a bunch of John Candy clips, and I can't remember what it was about, but they're arguing, and John Candy's character walks up and he's looking at him, and the guy's like, I don't know why I even married you. And then John Candy's character like kind of points at her boobs, and the guy goes, oh yeah, sex. And then they like hug each other. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. This is kind of funny. Can't forget that part. Oh, okay, a crow from the month before last. All right. So you befriended a crow? Did I miss this, Jason? So you're... Oh, well. I won't be jealous. Jason's getting all the crows. I can't even get one. Can't get one! Well. I see. So maybe if I put out poisoned bird food and the crow gets it, then I can nurse it back to health. I can make it sick so I can, and then it'll have to love me then. It's almost like that movie Misery or something. Very twisted. Not you, just my take on it. Ivan, no humans is. But there are places, and this is not the day before Christmas talk, or even the day before Christmas Eve talk, but there are places where you can legally try eating the flesh of a Homo sapien. No, are we even Homo sapiens? I don't know. I've seen all kinds of people arguing, no, we're Neanderthals and blah, blah, blah. And I don't even know the difference because I'm not educated on that. Anyways, you can. And people say it tastes like pork. That's what I've heard. I couldn't do it. I mean, I could if I absolutely had to. I wouldn't kill somebody and eat them, but... How did it get... No, because Ivan's here. But I don't... Yeah, I think about what it tastes like. Not the human, but the crow or squirrel or something like that. I'm guessing crow tastes terrible because they always... you're gonna eat crow. Like, that's a bad thing. If you have to admit you're wrong about something, they're not like, well, you're going to really be eating filet mignon tomorrow when we find out you're wrong. They say you're going to be eating crow. So, I'd prefer if they didn't say eating crow, because I'm trying to make friends with them. They could just say you're going to be eating shit. Because we know that tastes bad, and there's no good reason to eat shit, so. Anywho. Would I eat lion? Oh, well, you're asking Ivan. I'm not going to answer. It's not meant for me. Meat's meat you gotta eat. Hotel Hell 1980. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Ivan has never heard the turn of phrase, eating crow. Ivan is going to start using it. Yes. Another phrase is they don't use this anymore, but if a man was very sure that he was right about something, and he was really willing to stake a lot on it, he would say, if I'm wrong, I'll eat my hat. And that was really considered a powerful statement, I think, back in the old days. Now, everyone would just probably look at you weird, raise their eyebrows. Unless you had a hat made out of the same stuff that those edible panties are made out of, just hedging your bets. You know, you walk in, you got just wearing edible panties on your head. And you could say, you know, if I'm wrong, I'll eat my hat. And then you look at the girl, you say, but you gotta wear my hat first, baby. No, I don't know. I was just trying to work out a joke there. It didn't go the way I wanted. It's made of the same thing that like fruit roll-ups are made of, it looks like. You know, if I'm going camping, I'll wear edible boxers. That way, things go south, I've got a backup plan. One pound of what cost $50,000? The edible panties stuff? Oh, okay. Get red dye 40 and gonorrhea from those panties, yes. Kill two birds with one stone. A pound of giraffe jerky only got... What kind of website are you on, Ivan? Don't tell me. I wouldn't want to eat a lion because I'd want the lion to be alive. And thriving and out there just tearing it up. I wouldn't want someone to kill the lion so I could eat it. I don't mind though with the cows. And I love cows. I think they're wonderful animals. But I love eating them too. Absolutely not, Jason. If the lion died of lion AIDS, if anything died of something and the word AIDS was in it, I just would not eat that. I have a natural aversion to AIDS infested meat, so staying as far away as possible. So would Ivan eat a AIDS-infested green monkey from the 80s? Or whenever that was? Promethean Reckoning asks if I'd eat Rolaids. No. First of all, I'm not going to eat stuff that's going to make me need Rolaids. Because that's usually you've eaten too much. Or you've eaten a bunch of crap. So much that your stomach is just, it's foaming up or whatever. But when I was a pig and I ate terrible, I would use Tums, the fruit flavored ones. Ivan, are you, and it doesn't matter really, but I'm just curious, are you a white man? I'm assuming you are from the profile picture, but even though I know that's not you, usually people pick a picture they identify with somehow. Are you, and I'm not going to get too personal, but I'm just curious because of the way you speak, addressing yourself in the third person. And you always stay in character, and so you're a bit of a mystery to me. Is your native language English? Yeah. Yes. Sea rabies. No white guilt. Do y'all remember years back on that stream and we were talking about that seal that climbed up on that boat with those people, and I wonder if there was such a thing as sea rabies. That's like one of those shower thoughts. Well, I wonder where rabies comes from and what its purpose is in nature. What purpose is it serving to keep homeostasis? I guess if the same conditions existed in the sea, then there might be something like that. Maybe different symptoms, but I don't know. Well, thank you, Ivan, for pulling back the curtain momentarily so I can sort of gauge where you're coming from, because you do such a good job of staying in character. Sometimes I wonder. That's funny. So, if you're not in chat, Ivan said Ivan's native language is English, but Ivan types in English and Angrish for stylistic effect, and because Ivan thinks it's the big funny. Yes, I think it's the big funny too. It adds flavor. Adds flavor to the chat. Okay. JK160 asked a few minutes back, did anyone see the victim on the train? I don't know about that yet. I just heard about it, but didn't see any visuals. They had photos of that? Ugh, how sad. Hasn't been confirmed yet, I guess. Okay, this is an exchange between JK160 and Nancy Drew. Anti-white border crosser was, okay, I don't know anything about this. I haven't really been on X that much today. Which serves as an amazing news aggregator, in my opinion. Really don't need to go too many places unless you just want to follow up on a story and read an article or something. Samuski writes, it must take some time to collect all these images, edit them, and put them in this format. We appreciate your work, Fornull. Well, you're very welcome, and thank you. I appreciate you appreciating it. And it did take time to collect the images, and then to put them in this format, I wrote some software. I wrote my own custom software, screensaver program that runs in the browser, a web browser. And yeah, that took me many hours of coding to get that the way I wanted it. And then yeah, I set up a little thing in OBS, a few different scenes. I set up different folders with different types of imagery, and then that's keyed into different scenes on OBS, and I can just switch, whatever I feel the mood is. We're looking at the fine art slideshow, which has thousands and thousands of, I guess thousands is enough, right? Because what's thousands and thousands? But it's just a phrase. But I have thousands of images, fine art, all of it, for the most part, pretty high-res stuff, high resolution. And so really all I do now to update it is when I find new images, I upload them to my web server that runs the slideshow for me. And then I run this little program, and it indexes all the new images and puts them in the list for randomization. It just randomly picks stuff. So a lot to set up, but not too much to maintain it. And then I kind of did the same thing for music. I use a program called, not that you asked, but if anyone's curious, I use a program called Mix. It's free. I didn't write this. It's a DJ software program. It runs on Windows, Linux, Mac. And I have a humongous collection. A humongous? I have a very, very large collection of music. Probably easily over 100 gigabytes, and they're MP3s, most of them. So that's a lot of music. And I categorize it. I listen to music almost every day. I categorize everything. I rate everything. It tracks the last time I play it, what the rating is, what the genre is. And then I make these, they call them crates. And I can put songs in the different crates. And then basically for the show, what I do is there's something called Auto DJ on this mix. And I'll say, okay, tonight I'm going to have ambient, I'm going to have Christmas, let's see, Christmas. I'm going to have game soundtracks, whatever I choose. And then I can just click this button and it just starts popping in songs. And then I just look at the songs and decide yes or no until I've got enough songs for us to listen to. So, again, a lot of work up front, many hours, maybe hundreds of hours, if you added it all up, just a little bit here and there. But the end result is, I have this machine, essentially. I start up a couple of different programs, I push some buttons, and I've got a show. And then I just come on and talk to you guys, so pretty cool setup. Promethean Reckoning. Well, there's always that way too. Do you at least breathe fog on it before you wipe it on your jeans? Or do you spit on it? Sorry, Samuski. I went full nerd there, just going in depth. My wife could testify that happens. That's a regular thing around here, I guess. I guess the easy way to say it is I made a machine that lets me shuffle many thousands of images and shuffle many thousands of different songs. And then I have a third thing that lets me combine those and send it to YouTube as a live stream. I mean, that's the simplified version. Now that is a weird image. That is a very weird image. Oh, this one's cool. I love the classic art that's over 1,000 years old. I mean, I love all of it. Dutch Masters, of course. I mean, all the Dutch Master stuff is just so interesting, so many little details, and so well rendered. But I like the real old images that show the clothing and all that, and when you see when it was painted, it's 780 AD or whatever, and you're just going, wow. I mean, our people were making that kind of art, and it's as good as a photograph. We're getting to see what they look like, how they dress. Pretty neat. Right, Promethean Reckoning. Yes, if it's gummy bear residue, you may need to spit on it. Although if you're eating gummy bears, that could just make it worse. Samuski, yes. I get that. Samuski wrote, I love it because I can't do it. I can't even draw a simple shape accurately freehand regarding the fine art and all that. Yep. I love it too. And it is like magic. Some of these artists are so good. Yeah, the poofy pantaloons, I guess those were in. Ivan wrote, Columbus dressed really funny. I even remember seeing a drawing of him in a period-accurate clothing when Ivan was a child and thinking, what the hell is with those poofy pantaloons? Yeah, that was like the Renaissance period or something like that, and they had so many different articles of clothing. You know, now we can just put pants, shirt, socks, shoes. And if you're dressing up, tie, and maybe a sports jacket, but they would, you know, have gaiters and shoes and hose and legs for your pants, which are separate from the other part. Maybe a cod piece. You know, if you were metal, you had the cod piece with studs on it. A belt. A tunic, and then they would have separate lower arm pieces sometimes from the upper, and just all these different components. Maybe that was just the rich people. Probably the poor people had the equivalent of jeans and a t-shirt. It was just like a tunic and a tunic and some pants. Drawstring pants or something. Oh, thanks. JK160 writes, the new songs you posted are awesome. Listened multiple times in the commute today. Well, thank you. That is awesome to hear. And you're talking about the March of the Titan songs. Yep, those were the only ones that I hadn't uploaded to YouTube. A couple of them I didn't even have videos for, so I just kind of whipped something together. That way the whole album's on YouTube. I'm really proud of that album. That came out really well. I worked on it for quite a while, and yeah, that's one of my best works, I think. That and the Promethean Space Saga. Those are probably my favorite things I've ever recorded. One of the, which song? One of the newer ones? Well, thank you. I like guitar solos. I never did when I was younger. All our songs didn't have guitar solos. There would be parts where the guitar played, a simple melody, but that's kind of my favorite guitar solo, is either a crazy thrash solo like Slayer or something where it's just super high energy, frenetic, just conveying that hyperactive, fun energy. I like those kinds of solos, and then I like, the bluesy and melodic kind, where the guitar is playing. I'm just coming up with a melody to play on the guitar, essentially. I mean, that's what every solo is, but a lot of them are people just showing off their technical skills, and I'm getting more into the composition. Dark Initiation. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was surprised. I hadn't heard those songs for a while. It had been maybe a year or more. I can't find the original recordings. I'm kind of bummed, but I have all the masters. But I may have erased those, which would suck. Or, you know. But, yeah, I listened to them back, and it is just so cool. I like when I listen to something I've made back, and I'm proud of it. I enjoy it. That's when I know it's a good one. And that doesn't always happen, for sure. Oh, thanks, the Anti-Pattern song. A lot of those were songs I wrote for my bands. Back probably in 2000, I had a band, and for many years, and I was getting really good at writing stuff. You know, I hadn't played music for a while, and so then I got back into it, and I was getting pretty good at the music. And I wrote all these songs and recorded them, just cheap demos. And then we didn't use a bunch of them. And some of them we did, and I just made new songs out of my riffs. But yeah, that one was one that I never got to put on anything. So it was fun fleshing it out, because it only was, I think maybe it was two different song ideas, and I kind of blended them together to make one song. Well, thanks, JK160. I appreciate that. Smoosky asks, have you ever had people ask you if you play either an electric guitar or an acoustic guitar and then been baffled on how to respond? I still don't have a good answer. Well, I normally don't ever talk to anyone who hasn't seen me or know me. You know, hangs out and I'm playing guitar, or, you know, they can see. I would never, no one would ever know I play guitar to ask me that normally in a social situation, because I would just be low key and probably not even say anything about that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would just say both. Personally. I like both for different reasons. I play my acoustic more than my electric, because I can just walk around the house and play it, and walk outside, and I play music for the birds. I go out in the backyard and just try and make something beautiful and keep it going, and simple and smooth, just to kind of try and lull the birds and lure them in, and see if that does anything. And that's fun. It's a good exercise. Hey, Cool Papa J Magic. Merry Christmas. Hey, Carlisle. Good to see you. Hey, Leakim Ulrich. I saw you earlier. I wanted to say hi, and then I got sidetracked. So good to see you. Merry Christmas. Good evening, Corey. Stopping by for a few. All right. Well, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Glad Yule. All those things. Although I shouldn't say happy holidays, huh? Because that's like... that's a sign of somebody who's too afraid or something. Well, or just really nice but too afraid. Well, that's kind of a MP, isn't it? What I just said. Too nice. Too nice. It's not that they're too nice. It's that they're ashamed of their culture, and they have so little pride and they feel so little ownership of their culture and traditions that they'd give them up to appease someone who would act offended if they didn't do so. And yeah, I would rather piss those people off who get offended if I say Merry Christmas, because F you. In the first place, it's my people's culture and traditions, and if you're gonna be that way about it, you can go F yourself, basically. And we should all feel that way, regardless if we're Christian or not. These are our people's traditions. And that's part of the go free, is you gotta catch yourself when you do something like that. You know, many people maybe miss that part of the practice. Yes, we learn the lexicon and all that stuff, but it's always good to try and catch yourself with those MPs and acknowledge it and say the correct thing, think the correct thing, say it out loud. You know, affirmations work, prayers work, because you're making, I don't know why, but I know they work. It's like you're making physical, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy or something. You're putting a thought into form, or I don't know. I'm not able to say right now. Sometimes when I'm more focused and have been thinking about it for a longer period of time, I can kind of make sense of it, but not right now. But still, it's important to do that. If not just to program your subconscious, or to, you know, affirm that it's okay. Oh, yeah, naming Columbus Day Indigenous people. Yeah, that's just straight up offensive. And one day we're going to have to just get rid of all that nonsense. I mean, that is truly offensive. That is an insult to come into another people's culture, to their civilization, and just start shitting all over it, and then mocking them and gloating over your power over them because they were too nice, they were too stupid to resist it, to the point where they lost control, and then they just start gloating and mocking us with this shit. I hate it. Yeah, if there was like a single person I could find responsible for it and just gently wrap my hands around their neck and show them my appreciation in Minecraft, running on AI, I would do it. No, White Guilt writes, that's exactly right, Fornull. That is the practice. Stopping ourselves and asking how it should be said or viewed and rephrasing. Yep. And that is a enjoyable practice for someone who enjoys intellectual pursuits, enjoys thinking about things deeply and working out puzzles and mixing that with your love of your people. That's one reason why I absolutely love the practice of Go Free is it just slots in perfectly with how I already like to do things. And I do imagine, what if someone said this? I try to think of things that people could get me off guard on. Could kind of like, oh man, if they said that, how would I respond to that? That's a tough one. Would I be like a deer in the headlights and I can spend an hour or more, while I'm doing something else with my hands, working outside, just mulling it over, coming up with responses, and then iterating on that, refining it, and trying to think everything, like a chess game, every response they could have to my every response, and try and make sure the first thing I say blocks, their most effective comebacks, and then the next thing I'm gonna say is further painting them into a corner, where all they have are ad hominems or lies, which I guess the ad hominem could be a lie too, but and that's fun. Many people told me I should have been a lawyer, but I don't think I would have enjoyed that, because I kind of like being alone. Other than family, of course. That's exactly what I do, writes Jason. Well, see, great minds think alike. Good night, Cool Papa J. Merry Christmas. Yep, love and blessings to you and yours. if you're still here, No White Guilt, something you might find interesting. Oh wait, hold on a second. Fornull, I'm exercising my white privilege to say that watching this on my 42-inch TV is awesome. 07's brother. Oh, cool. Thank you, Samuski. Yeah, sometimes I'll watch the replay on my big TV, just certain parts. I'm not sure if I guess I'm vain or not really vain. I just want to improve on my communication skills, and so sometimes I'll want to hear back something I said just to see if it came out as good as I thought or as bad as I thought. And so yeah, I love it on the big screen though. It looks really cool. And most of the time it's not as bad as I really thought it was. And then I go, okay, that wasn't too bad. Not so much anymore, but when I first started, for sure, I was kind of paranoid because, one reason I was doing this was to get better at my communication skills, get more comfortable on the mic, get to the point where I am now where I can just kind of hang out and it's, I feel free and I'm not acting or preparing anything usually ahead of time. Maybe a short monologue for the intro, but just kind of off the top of my head stuff, and I wanted to be able to do this, and now I can do it, and I can always improve though. Let's see. Corey writes, 9:56 p.m. here. I'm going to get a nap in. Take good care, everyone, and have a great holiday. Thanks for hosting this stream, Fornull. Well, you're welcome, Corey. Thanks for being here. And get some rest. And Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's if I don't see you before then. No White Guilt writes, man, you do a great job, brother. Oh, thank you, Jason. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Well, I'm trying. What was I going to tell you? It'll come to me. I know, I can't remember now. What was it? Yeah, I remember what I said. If you're still here, it just totally slipped my mind. Must not have been very important, or I wouldn't have forgot it. I'm not recalling. It'll come to me. As soon as I end the stream, like when I press the button, I'll go, oh, that's what I was gonna say. Well, it was something, and it wasn't about guns, but Ivan had just said something about shooting his gun. Let me retrace my thoughts. No. It was going to be really good, and that satellite that they keep over my house, they detected a good thought and they just zapped it out of my head. And I'm not wearing my tinfoil hat right now, so I should probably line my Santa hat with tinfoil next time. Well, I thought it wasn't gun related, but it was, I guess, in a roundabout way, because it came after that. I don't know. Watches something stupid like, what color shoelaces do you like the best? Or, no, it wasn't, but it wasn't about guns. Darn it. You always have your tinfoil hat on. Well, that's smart. Did you figure out what kind of gun that was that guy had at Fuentes' house? Was it a target gun like you said in your stream yesterday? It almost looked like like an air gun, you know, like a pellet gun or something. He probably likes white shoelaces. You're probably right, Roused Rose. He's probably not a red shoelaces guy. Although if he's wearing nice shoes, they would probably be leather shoelaces. They'd be black or tan or something. Oh, okay, it's a 22. But they're not same. Alright. Yeah, I don't think it was a psyop or anything. I think you got it right. I totally... I enjoyed your analysis, and I think the conclusions you were coming to, or at least general conclusions, were all made total sense. In fact, while you were talking, I was thinking, and not just blowing smoke up your ass, but I was just thinking, where else, and you say this sometimes, but it's true, where else will you hear takes that are sober and thoughtful and thought-provoking and very plausible? Where are you going to hear these things elsewhere? And you really can't. I mean, there's Mark Dice does some pretty good analysis, but doesn't, go quite as deep in his little videos as you go on your stream, because you can take as much time as you want to paint the picture and try out the different your different ideas on it, and kind of develop the different theories. But yeah, that was really interesting Sunday. The fact that Nick Fuentes told the cop that he was a Mexican. I'm half Mexican. And I loved your comeback, which was, the point you made was, most of the people who listened to him would not be able to use that as a defense. And I mean, if that doesn't tell you where his priorities are, he doesn't care at all about white people. He's ready to throw his white identity under the bus if he thinks it'll help him. And by doing that, everyone else's. So yeah, I can't stand the guy, and I never have liked him. When I was a hardcore J-Spurg, I couldn't stand him. And then when I saw the light and came away from that, I still don't like him. And I never thought he was funny. I think you're too kind. And maybe you do think he's genuinely funny the way he was before, but I never thought it was funny. He is just a disgusting person. His personality is gross and ugly, and if I was around a person like that, like at a party or something, I would have intense feelings of hostility towards him. I'd be wanting an excuse to punch him in the face. Not that I would ever do that. The instincts be just picking up on him, picking up on his negative, bitchy boy baby persona. It's annoying, irritating. I want to be at that party. Oh, he said, I'm Mexican. Okay, quotes. Then he said, my name is Fuentes. Yeah, just totally throwing white people under the bus as if, if he was white, that was an implication of guilt, but he's Mexican, so, can't be guilty. Not that I have anything against Mexicans. The point is that he is half Mexican, half white, and because he knows anti-whiteism is real, and because he doesn't give a crap about white people, he'd just throw us under the bus. It's gonna save his scrawny little neck. Change up the music a little bit. We got about 15 or so minutes left. Oh yeah, those baby men like Nick Fuentes would not last in the old days, probably. If for him to survive, he would be hiding out in his home. If he had to, and I didn't serve in the military, but if he had to serve in the military, I would assume back then, when it was warriors in charge, not trannies. He probably would have been bullied into a normal man, most likely, because a lot of times bullies are they have that instinct. Not all of them. Some bullies are just a menace and assholes, but some bullies, I think, it's just a natural response. And if a guy fights back or whatever, usually the bullies stop. So maybe it's just he probably would have been bullied into being a real man, or just backstabbing little bitch. What's wrong with his thumbs, Roustros? Let me hear. How are they strange? Are they like double jointed or something? Or are they real thin at the base and then they get super fat at the end, like old school arcade joysticks? Or the reverse, like they're real thick at the base and then they get real pointy, like he's been sticking his thumbs in a pencil sharpener? Oh, he sucked them too long. Okay. So he likes sucking things. Not titties, though. I mean, breasts. Maybe. We won't continue down that line of thinking. I'll just get in trouble. It's curved or double jointed, like if he was a hitchhiker, he would be picked up. Okay. Ivan's fingies and arms are double jointed. Interesting. What is that? I mean, is it just your tendons are really loose, or what? They curve backwards. Oh, okay. The thumb sucker. He's a dirty little thumb-sucking piece of shit! No, I'm just kidding. He's a great guy, I'm sure. And I hope he has a Merry Christmas. Well, I don't, if someone we love has double jointed thumbs or something, I don't want them to feel bad for that, because that's how they were born. But if there's someone we don't love, I'm using it. Hey Jason, did you see, and maybe you talked about it in the beginning of your stream, or I might have missed it if I walked away or something, but, and I'm sure you saw it, that Amrin is back on X. And I thought, well, I know there's some issues there with Jared and certain things he's stubborn about, but in a way, and maybe I don't know if he's like one of the Yehudi Huffers that much. I don't listen to a lot of his stuff, but what I've heard, it always seemed to be a lot different than what the Jacebergs do. So I don't know if it's a good sign or not, but it kind of seems like a good sign, sort of, that, X would let him back on, at least. How he might appear to many people is kind of a scholarly pro-white, how they would put it in their terms. It's kind of good and bad, Okay, he does not. Okay. I didn't think so, but I thought it was cool, but But at the same time, when I see something like that, I don't want to see X slide into the same status as Gab. Because Gab is a total cesspit. I mean, it may not literally be, but it's just like a bunch of feds Jaceberging or something. And X has a legitimacy to it that I think Gab doesn't. Yeah, he does talk about the race difference in IQ and crime. No, I know, and that's one of his main attack vectors. And I'm sure you've shared your thoughts with him on that, and the biospirit and how we talk about those kinds of things. Putting a more white positive spin on it, and the way you have come up with it, the arguments you make and stuff that we use with Go Free and all that, they really do keep it positive. Unless you're being disingenuous, you couldn't accuse us when we are using the dialectics properly. You couldn't accuse us of hating on another race in any way, really, unless you think it's hateful for white people to want to maintain social harmony and be able to have self-determination and these things, which are all not universal, but they're all things that almost anyone, even the anti-whites, would say is good, except for in the case of white people. So that gives us a lot of leverage, and it makes it really easy to expose that people don't have a problem with the righteousness or the preservation of a people. They just have fallen for anti-whiteism. Yeah, I do think we're getting there with X. Okay, cool. I'm glad you feel that way too, because I'm almost afraid to be hopeful sometimes. Just because of the disappointment you get when the rug's pulled out from underneath you. So, yeah, I thought that was overall a good thing, especially now knowing that he doesn't do any of the Jaceberg stuff, so we can't attribute it to that. Now, if they brought David Duke back, I think that could be problematic. He continues to Jaceberg like crazy, to just go off and fixate on that like crazy. And he's just getting too old too. I mean, I know the guy probably has a good heart and wanted to help, but he's the villain in the anti-white narrative, and now he's getting too old. He's kind of ruined he could never redeem himself, I don't think. I mean, he could in my eyes, but in the eyes of the general public, I don't think he could ever redeem himself. I agree with you, Leakim Ulrich. Wrote, I respect Jared for talking openly on networks as radical as BET back in the 90s. I didn't know he did that in front of completely hostile audiences. He fixates on bees too much, but he's not despicable like certain others. Yeah. Yeah, he's a lot closer to us than many of the others, for sure. More closely aligned. The Hodge twins had Duke on? Okay. Well, was that just a joke thing? You know? Were they just... Or... Well, it seems like a lot of these midwit kind of cuck-servatives, they either go total cuck-servative or they go become Yehudi huffers, so they either go to one extreme or the other. One extreme or the other of the anti-white narrative, staying totally within it, though. Fornull, Samuski writes, I like to watch the hopeful scenes of Lord of the Rings with Gandalf encouraging the hobbits to carry on and relate it to the work it takes to make our people whole again. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to go back and watch that. I watch those movies, you know, every couple of years. We'll watch them all. I really enjoyed those movies. Hey, for White Wellbeing. It says, thanks for the stream, brother. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, and you're welcome. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Ivan. I think after this one, we will wrap it up. So thanks, everybody. It's fun hanging out with you. Sometimes I'm tired or not wanting to do the stream for whatever reason, just selfish or lazy or something. But you know, do it, and then I'm always happy I did it. And so same tonight. I was kind of not feeling it, but glad I did it, and I had a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. And so anyways, yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, Glad Yule. Be seeing you guys probably in the Go Free chat before New Year's. Jason, you're not gonna stream Wednesday, are you, or are you? Let Jason respond here before we sign off. Good Jule. Is it good Jule? Calendar. Oh, I remember what I was going to tell you. Okay, probably not Wednesday. I remember now, because I said Highlander. So, okay, give me just a couple more minutes. This is like our private phone call on stream. one-way communication, just the way I like it. No, but what I wanted to tell you was, I think I've told you before, maybe you forgot, maybe you know, but I play D&D, and I play D&D every week, and I play with my son, and I play with a couple of other guys, and there's like 4 people in the group besides me, and one of the guys is Hal, Hallander, the music guy, and he's friends with Olivia Keys, and so I just found out that Olivia Keys is going to be joining my D&D game, so I'm going to be hanging out with Olivia Keys every week here for a while. We'll see how it goes, if she likes it or not, but I thought that was pretty cool. She said she's pretty much, I'm not trying to reveal any secret information, but basically just kind of, unplugged from the politics and different things. And so anyways, I thought that was pretty interesting, and it was nothing that important, but I thought you might find that interesting. I'm going to be playing D&D with Hal and Olivia Keys. Anyways, all right, you guys, have a good night, good week, and I'll see you next week. Take care.